How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I got an interesting topic for us to talk about with Jujutsu Kaisen today, and this comes mainly from the most recent chapter, so if you're not caught up, get caught up, come back. Chapter 145 is what I'm talking about. But we're going to talk about an issue I have with Tengen and this whole cursed spirit manipulation and him being susceptible to it, and yeah, we're going to get into that. So if you enjoy the video, don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Just starting out, but we're going to be sticking around with a lot of One Piece content, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Kaiju number 8, and really whatever else. So, getting right into it, first I want to explain something to kind of put this into reference. A little snippet of story from Dark Souls. Don't worry, I'm not going in depth. I do not have time. Just look at how long this video is. I don't have time to go over all of Dark Souls story. Basic thing I want to go over is, in the beginning, the world was gray. No light, no dark, no fire, no cold, no heat, no nothing. Then came the Age of Fire. During the Age of Fire, a man named Lord Gwyn noticed that the fire was going out, and he used his own soul to perpetually continue that fire, instead of letting it go out and go into the Age of Man or the Age of Dark. Now, the original natural order of the world was to be gray, fire, dark. Gwyn interrupted that by continuing the Age of Fire, past when it was supposed to. And after that, it could never go back to that natural order. If it went to dark, embers would reemerge, bring back the Age of Fire, to an Age of Fire, to an Age of Dark, 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 fire, fire, dark, fire, dark, dark, fire, fire. Doesn't matter. It's just going to keep going after that point. I don't think the world of Jujutsu Kaisen is going to get into that end tier stuff, but I want to focus on this natural order of the world and us possibly preventing that, and whether or not that makes us the bad guys. Because in some instances it could, and in other ways it could be a lot more black and white, or a little bit more gray. So, getting into it, Yuji asks Master Tengen, "Why do you look like a thumb-thumb?" Master Tengen tells him, he goes, "You're going to look like this in 500 years. Saying if Yuji was to live for 500 years in his corporeal form, in his physical body, as a human, if he could live that long, he would end up looking like Master Tengen does right now." You could say Master Tengen looks a little bit more like a curse or a cursed spirit than he originally did as a human. We also have the fact that Tengen is susceptible to cursed spirit manipulation. In other words, he is much more closer to that of a curse or a cursed spirit than he is to a human now. Here's where I have one really big question that could shut this down or allow my brain to just keep on going with this. Is Master Tengen more like a curse or a cursed spirit due to his techniques, his barriers? Something that has to do with him as a sorcerer? Or is it simply because of the fact that, well, he evolved over 500 years instead of halting his evolution with the star plasma vessel? If this is just a natural byproduct of him not halting his evolution with the star plasma vessel, and this is what he always was going to look like, and this is what he was always going to be, and this is what humans would look like, do humans naturally evolve closer to that of a curse than a human? Do we evolve into them, or at least something closer to them? On top of that, you have to remember that non-sorcerers, or the large majority of the population on Earth, naturally give off cursed energy through negative emotion, and that, when spilled out into the world, can cause curses and cursed spirits to form. Cursed and cursed spirits attack and kill people a lot of times. So, if we evolve over 500 years into something closer to a curse or cursed spirit, and we also naturally create them through our own negative emotions turning into cursed energy, that leads me to believe that naturally, if Jujutsu sorcerers weren't containing their cursed energy and using it as curse techniques to kill curses, then the natural order of the world says humans arrive, we live, slowly over time we create curses with our own negative energy, those curses take us out, unfortunately, and we slowly, as time progresses and more curses are born and fewer people are alive, slowly the world naturally switches over into a era of curses. What was Jogo and everybody trying to bring about? The age of curses. Was that the natural process we were supposed to go through? Because being a non-Jujutsu sorcerer and giving off cursed energy and creating curses through that, through negative emotion, is much more common than being a Jujutsu sorcerer and, just not doing that and using curse techniques instead. One's a little bit more natural and one's not so much. So by this logic, the natural order is for us to leave. We have our time and it is supposed to be up at some point. The curses are supposed to take over. It is supposed to transition into their era. We had our time, it is theirs now, and presumably they will have their set limit of time until something else takes over. Now, on the flip side of this, you can say, well, if the natural order is for you to just die out and be killed off, then your natural instinct is to fight back. And if you win that fight, well, does that really make you the bad guy for just not letting yourself be killed? Not necessarily. But it also doesn't necessarily make the curses bad either. If the natural order of things is for us to create curses and their natural instinct is to kill us and take our place in this world and create an era of curses, well, once again, they're actually technically following the natural order better than we are. So I don't think either of us really are bad. And that really isn't that hard to believe, considering a lot of the story is based off things from, I believe, Buddhism and some other things. So yeah, this topic's very fun for me. I hope everybody else enjoys this topic as much as I do, because it's interesting to think of kind of the gray areas and whether or not we're technically doing the right thing or we're just living against the natural order by not denying our natural instinct to preserve our own lives. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure, leave a comment down below, tell me what you think, hit that subscribe button, stick around for more Jujutsu Kaisen content. This is a video I really wanted to get out, really wanted to talk about this. This is a fun topic for me. I kind of wish I could make it longer, but I really don't have enough concrete stuff to talk about this, so I guess it's kind of a theory at the moment. But I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.